My name is Matt Hall. I'm a data scientist at USAA on their fraud data science team. So I start every morning with about a 15-minute huddle with my team. We go with what was going on in your day yesterday, what are you doing today on your project. We have a 30-minute block after that if anyone needs to kind of demo their projects, kind of give updates on what they're doing, kind of get team feedback. After that, it's diving into a project. I lead a lot of our modeling projects, so a lot of it is jumping into the data sources, figuring out new aggregates, a lot of Python code in there to just kind of build up the potential variables for a model, and then later on in the project that day we'll turn into building different models, setting up kind of programs to just run through hyperparameters and pick the best model. Thrown in there are meetings. I do a lot of our implementation as well with our IT partners, so a lot of meetings with them, going over kind of spec docs about what variables look like, what it needs to be in production, and making sure everything kind of matches what we did in development. I was privileged to do I think it's called Accelerated Master's Program when I was here, and that offered me a lot of flexibility because I was able to take a lot of extra courses in my master's program because I was able to do it over 2 years. The econ gave me a great foundation and kind of more the thought process. Just with kind of scheduling, I took it on more theoretical classes, more philosophy of econ courses, and that's really good just for that kind of abstract approach to problems that you don't really get necessarily when you're just focusing on the statistics, and that helps with the project management aspect of the job. The statistics course is extremely valuable. I actually did the program kind of in an unusual way where I didn't take a lot of the modeling courses up front. I took those in my second year of the program, but that was after my internship. Very valuable were kind of the courses where we learned the variety of analytic techniques, because it kind of gave me that approach of how to just solve a problem, which was one of the biggest things I had to learn in industry. It's not a cookie cutter problem that you get in the class where they're like, hey, you're doing this here, you're doing this specific type of problem here. They want us to kind of figure that out on our own. And I think those analytics courses did a great job of teaching you enough about each method so that you can pick the best one. Yeah, there are a lot of challenges. Probably the biggest one was on the implementation side. And that fell a lot on us to make sure we only included the needed variables. We could have used up to 1,500, and if this was a batch model, something running with seconds of response time, cool, we can do that. We have milliseconds to respond so that we can take action quick enough. And so making sure that we're only using exactly what's necessary really was important. So a lot of that, how that took its toll on my job, was I spent a lot more time on feature creation, a lot more time on selection, and doing a lot more analytics on, is it necessary to be here? And again, the methods I used there were something I learned in a seminar course while doing my master's program. Most interesting experience probably was the second half of my presentation was that automated retrain network. That is the first at USAA. At USAA, one of the kind of keys to get that data science title versus some of the more other analytic titles is you're doing industry leading stuff at the company. You're bringing in that new technology. Coming from the stats program in econ, there wasn't as much of a technical aspect to it, and that was kind of one of my deficiencies. But because the use case was the model I had built, they kind of put it on me, and that was a struggle for me. But going through this process of automating the full model development cycle, so that we can save just hours or months and years of employee time in a single year, was just massive, and condensing it to where it runs every day. Very challenging for me individually, but was a huge success. Take classes not just in analytics. Your program is going to give you a lot of those. Take things outside of that. One of the most valuable courses I took was marketing. I think it's 333. It's the intro to the sales course. You have to be able to communicate. I was really bad before that, and still sometimes struggle with it, of communicating data in a more story-like format. As you kind of present up levels above you, they don't need the detail. And that class did a really good job of learning how to tell a story. Theirs is from a sales perspective, but it's easily applicable to analytics. So take courses like that help you kind of master those presentation skills that maybe are less technical, so you can tell the story of data.